The European Union is afraid of being left fighting for its survival if the UK secures a strong trade deal at the end of the Brexit transition, former British MEP Andrew Kerr claimed. The European Union and the UK have been embroiled in tense negotiations over the trade relations they will have once the Brexit transition ends in December. Both sides have so far stuck to their main demands, but following a meeting between Boris Johnson and EU echelons last week, hopes have reignited for a compromise. But former Brexit Party MEP Andrew Kerr insisted Brussels remains concerned about its future and is worried competition from the UK could leave the bloc fighting for its survival. Speaking to RT UK, Mr Kerr said, "We do have the EU desperately worried that if the UK does well, others will follow. The EU is going to be fighting for their survival. I don't think it's unduly difficult." The former MEP also dismantled suggestions from Brussels the UK cannot request a trade agreement similar to the one the bloc has with Canada because of the deep connection Britain and the EU already share. He continued, "If it were a simply economic argument, it would not be unduly difficult because you have a Canada-style trade deal already done with the EU. But the real reason the EU doesn't want us to have that is that they're trying to claim we're too close rather than Canada. It doesn't stack up. I think, in reality, the real problem is the EU is desperately worried that others will follow if the UK does well. The European Union has been facing growing internal turmoil since before Brexit, with member states starting to express criticism over the direction of travel of the bloc. Brussels has been juggling Brexit negotiations with the growing demands to bring the bloc together on a recovery fund to help member states worst affected by the coronavirus pandemic. Boris Johnson last week came together with European Commission President Ursula von der Leyen and European Council President Charles Michel, agreeing the negotiations require new momentum. Talks are formally due to conclude by December 31, 2020, but the Prime Minister expressed a belief a formal agreement could be reached by July as he remained adamant there will be no extension of the transition. Speaking after the meeting, Mr Johnson said, "It is very clear what we need to achieve. I don't think we're that far apart, but what we need is a bit of oomph in the negotiations.